Okay, box plots in this question. So let's just remind ourselves, on a box plot, we've got the minimum, we've got the lower quartile, that is 25% of the way through the data. We've got the median, I'm just going to write that as MED. We've got the upper quartile, that's 75% of the way through the data, the median is 50% of the way through the data, and then we've got the maximum. That's our 5-number summary that gives us a good idea of spread throughout the data when you might have a lot of data. So the interquartile range is actually this distance here. It's the range between the quartiles. Upper quartile minus lower quartile. And that's going to be, you might be able to count the squares for the arrows are drawn, but I think it's good practice to find the upper quartile and then minus the lower quartile. So it's 64 minus 49, which is 15. In the second part, we actually have to draw the box plot. We've got the median, we've got the lowest mark, then we've got the range, the upper quartile and the interquartile range. So what we don't have is the maximum and the lower quartile. Well, the range is actually equal to the max minus the min. And that means that the max is equal to the min plus the range. So it's 32 plus 44, which is 76. Brilliant. And then I want to find the lower quartile. Well, above I had that the IQR, the interquartile range, is equal to the upper quartile minus the lower quartile. So I can rearrange this. It must be that the upper quartile is equal to the IQR plus the lower quartile. And hence the lower quartile is the upper quartile minus the interquartile range. Like, you might have figured this out intuitively, but I've done it through rearranging equations. So in this case, it's going to be 66 minus 12, which gives me 54. And now I've got my 5-number summary, my min, lower quartile, median, upper quartile, my maximum. So let's draw this out. The lowest mark is 32. Then the lower quartile is 54. The median is 58. Upper quartile is 66. And the maximum is 76. Join this one up into a box. And then draw a line to this. These form the whiskers, and we are done. Okay, very last part. Eleanor says the boys did better on average in the test as they have a bigger interquartile range. Is the statement correct? Explain your reasoning. The statement is not correct. No, incorrect. And the fact is that the interquartile range doesn't measure how well something is done, it measures the consistency. So we just need to write that down. IQR is a measure of spread. I think that's enough for the 2 marks, to be honest. I've said she's incorrect and then I've explained why. That doesn't, not how well they have done. I think that just clarifies it a little bit further. So actually, because the boys have a larger interquartile range, actually they are less consistent. There's a larger spread with 50% of their data. So you could write that if you wanted to. You could potentially talk about whether the boys did do better. Now, what do we need to actually use to decide that? Well, the median is a good one, and we can see the boys have a slightly larger median, but it's only very slightly larger. So there's room for doubt over it. Their maximum is larger than the girls' maximum, but you could write these things as well if you want. But the key thing is just recognizing the interquartile range is actually a measure of spread.